Good morning, everyone. My name's Joey. Josie, she's up there in the barn. This is Papa and Josie's homestead. I'm not switching gears. I'm just switching lanes. We're coming over here. I did try to road trailer over here the other day. Was gonna put some grass out, but I'm gonna switch. It rained yesterday, so I can't disc anything over there right now, but I do have the money. We've sold some pigs, so I do have the money to go get some grass seed. I'm going to go ahead and disc up in between the stumps the best I can over there on that other lot. And I'm going to sow that grass over there. So I'm going to kind of quit fooling around over there. I'm not going to dig out any more stumps or anything. Maybe just some small ones or something that might kick up with the disc, with the harrows. But we're going to come over here and start working in this area where I'm going to try to fence off this winter. There's just somebody's hollering at me. I'm over here. There's some mess, like there's some treetops laying here. There's just some stuff that's all down over here that I need to get picked up and cleaned up. And just going to start. Basically today I'm just going to try to clean up a little bit. I may try to burn over here, back here. May try to burn some of this stuff and get some of it cleaned up. Like I said, it did rain yesterday. There's a lot of leaves laying on the ground. Not much in the way of wind today, but definitely a lot of leaves on the ground. So I don't know about burning. Well, I'll play it by ear. We'll see here in a minute. Did sprinkle just a little bit a while ago, so there might be a little bit of drizzle or something other that happened. Well, I'm gonna set y'all up. Josie's coming. Hey, Josie. I'm gonna work over here a little bit, start cleaning up some of this stuff. You gonna come over here with me? Why is that look? What was that look?
What's that?
That's you. Oh, gosh. Get you over the fence.
What are you doing?
The fence ain't on right now, but I turned it off the other day, never did turn it back on. Good thing Gary don't test the fence very much. I'm gonna clean up that tree over there first, and some of that brush, try to get thrown up in the brush pile. I gotta watch that because there is a yellow jacket's nest over there I found back in the summer, and I'm gonna guess that it's probably still there. We may check it out. Look and see if it's still there or not before I start messing around too much. Alright, I stopped this time lapse. So you guys, don't be a dummy. Get a pair of leather gloves when you're doing stuff like this. Y'all make that out? I almost put my hand on that thing. Yeah, lots of those around here. And the little scorpions. The little scorpions are not poisonous. That little fella is. So yeah, it's good to wear gloves. I rarely ever do. Most time I do is because I'm getting splinters from firewood or something. But yeah, those little critters, there's lots of them around here. So something to be aware of in your area where you at. Know what's there. Like I said, I could have very easily put my hand on that, and it seems like it's pretty cold and it's not moving. But if I bet if I'd like put my finger up against it to squeeze it to where it thought it was in danger, it probably would have bit me. But yeah, be aware of little things like that. got most of the big stuff picked up. There's a couple of little logs there I left. But I think I was really thinking about starting a brush pile over here somewhere. A little closer. I'll show y'all something if I can find it. I moved my logs, so now I don't know where's that. There it is. I said there was a nice little collection of critters in here. Oh yeah, but buddy. Oh, you go in the hole? You did find a hole, didn't you? Well, alright. Well, good enough. Good for you. Yeah, well, I don't even see a hole. Where did he go? That's crazy. Little salamander. Like I said, all kinds of little critters. Seen 2 or 3 different kinds of spiders. That was a black widow. In case y'all didn't know, there is lots of black widows here. I've always, ever since we've been here, I've always found some. The biggest one I found, and I used to have a picture of it. I wished I still had it. But over the years, I've lost it somewhere. Used to be on an old phone, but it was almost, I mean, count its legs, not just its body, but its legs. It was the size of a quarter. Biggest one I've ever seen. But it was, we first moved here, this was, I think it once upon a time, you know, that our driveway was an old logging road. People used to, before we moved up here, there was one other guy here before we moved here, just a little bit past us, but people were, he just got here maybe a couple months before we did. But people before that used that, this place they'd come and drink and hang out and stuff like that. But the only place you could really turn around was where that guy had put his vehicles at, and they were living in a camper. That camper and everything blocked the turnaround spot, and his vehicles up there. The only other spot then was where my septic tank was. You know, when they cleared out my septic tank and where we turned around. So I'd put a big row of big rocks. I mean, I drug most of them over with that little Massey Ferguson tractor. Some of them I was able to get with a 2-wheel dolly. But I lined them up along the driveway, just about a foot off the driveway, to keep people from backing into my yard, into that septic, where my septic was at. But whenever I moved those, that's where I found that big, I think there was probably about 20 of those rocks lined up down through there. And I think I found, it's been years ago, I know I at least found 10. I think it's a little bit more than 10, I think. But that one was the size of a quarter. It was huge. But man, I ain't never seen so many black widows at one time in all my life, just scattered down through underneath those big old rocks. But yeah, those little things I don't like. Everybody worries about bear. You know, bears, not bear my dog, but bears, black bears. There is a black bear that hangs out right here. It's starting to mist really hard. There is a black bear that hangs out right here in this area. But I worry about it with Josie, not up here. I wouldn't want to let Josie go down over the mountain here and wander around by herself, but black bears are real, for the most part, they're going to be a real shy animal and you're not going to see them very often. But it would have to be desperately hungry to come up here with all the animals, you know, the dogs barking and the pigs and the goats and places where we are at all the time. It would have to be really desperate for it to come up here and try to attack somebody. So I don't worry about black bears. Coyotes are in the area. I don't really worry about the coyotes coming up here. Like I said, that'd be another thing where they would have to be really desperate to do something like that. Foxes, they're not going to attack a human, not even small. They might get your cats or use small dogs or something. You know, snakes, everybody's worried about snakes. I do worry about snakes just a little bit with her. Not super bad, but mainly it is black widows, the brown recluse spiders, ticks, yellow jackets. That's the things that you really, that's most likely if she's going to get attacked by any kind of critter, that's what it's going to be. Is she's picked up a board or picked up a rock or picked up a toy or something that's got a spider in it, or she's playing around and gets into a yellow jacket's nest. Ticks are constant nuisance here. I mean, it's just constant even in cold weather, like if there's a 40-degree day and you go outside and fool around in the leaves or outside, you're going to get a tick on you. In 40 degrees, it's happened to me. They're super aggravating, and of course mosquitoes and flies and all the other little aggravating things. But that's all a side note, I guess. But I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna check see what time it is. It may be lunchtime, I ain't sure. I'm gonna saw down some of these little trees. I want to come off this corner right here. And whenever I put this fence up, I never nailed this, and I still need to nail it. Every time I come up here, I ain't got nails on me. Like I said, the fence is gonna kind of come right down through here somewhere, so those need to be gone. They don't. And that one's kind of leaning. It's a decent sized little chestnut. It's kind of leaning, so it probably needs to go. There's actually a bunch of them leaning, so I don't know if I saw any of them. But like I said, my property actually does go over this hill. Like I said, it's hard to make out, but once you get so far right there, man, that thing, you have to scoot down it, and to come back up it, you're crawling on your hands and knees. It's not a cliff, not straight down, but it is not walkable. You slide down it, going down it, and you have to crawl on your hands and knees to get back up it. And there is a little logging road here, but it don't go. It's kind of weird how it goes, or weird how the property line goes, I guess. I don't know. You know, when they logged this, all this property was one, but it goes down through here. Well, my property line comes across that way, and then it drops down over that hill. I don't know if you guys can see. It's kind of hard to make out. Like I said, I left this. I know this area is, you know, is workable with putting animals on, you know, especially like goats or something. If y'all make it out that T-post, that's my property line. So like I said, it kind of comes across this logging road. You gotta be careful grabbing whole little trees when you're walking down a hill to support yourself on, because they might be dead. They either fall down and let you fall, or top will fall at them and whack you in the head. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I wished there was a way y'all can make that out on video. I know it's, like I said, this little section right here is really steep. You would slide on that, but once you get to that area right there, it's super steep. And then, but yeah, my property line, I said, this is post. It goes, I don't know if y'all can make that tree out that's fell, but it goes right through it, and then it kind of flattens out just a hair. But then the property line comes back up, and it eases up this hill, and then goes back down over to where my spring's at. So this whole area is just like super hard to do anything with to try to fence off. I do want to try to run some ball bar on it. I would like to have that ball bar on there, just, you know, even if it's just one string, so people know that I know, hey, this is mine. You know, they see that I got the fence up here, they might be like, oh, well, he don't think that's his, we'll take it over or something. I don't know who owns that down there. It's all forced. Nobody does anything with it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who owns it. Wouldn't be. I mean, you can actually see there's some houses. You know, y'all probably can't make it out, but there's a house right over there. A little road that comes in off another road. It just dead ends back there at those houses. But yeah, there's another little side. I got distracted again. Just want to show you guys that hillside there. I definitely ain't walking to the bottom. I don't feel like trying to climb back up that today. But I would like to get, you know, just one piece of ball bar around it. But what I'd like to do is, you know, come off that corner and run this fence down through there. I was talking about, and then I want to hook over and go down this logging road. Well, eventually I want to take that fence on down. It might shoot that way, according to how steep the hills are and stuff. I don't want to tie in like where I bring that ball bar to, catch my property line, and then fence off this whole bottom area just for the goats to run in. Pigs probably wouldn't Baby pigs might, they're agile enough, they might run down through there and do stuff, but mostly the goats and the sheep. And then I would like to have that kind of cleared off, get down there at the bottom, eventually do something with that spring. But that'll be years and years and years down the road. That's not something that's going to happen soon. See what time it is. We might saw some of these trees. We might go get some lunch. All right, we're back. It's after lunch. I did start this brush pile on fire before we went to lunch. Some of it's burnt. You can see back over here, none of that's burnt, but it's burnt this little section here anyway, and it's burning. So we're gonna go over here and saw some of these trees, and I'll just go ahead and drag the brush over here and throw it on there since it is burning. Alright, I think I'm gonna wrap the video up for today. This time change has absolutely whooped somebody's hind end. I tried to keep it pretty much the same. Why do we need a clock? Basically, we're not on any kind of schedule by any means. So I tried to keep it the same, and we just started going to bed an hour earlier than what we, going to bed at the same time. Time changed, so it's an hour earlier on the clock, but not really for us. That part was easy. The eating part is what's got thrown off, because she's eating earlier, by the clock. And lunch, I have to, let me help you.
I'm a girl.
I know you're a big girl, but let me help you get across that.
I make the fence first.
You help me? You gonna lower the fence for me? Thank you. You're a good helper. Push the fence down for me.
Can I help you get off?
Yeah, you helped me get over. You sure did. But so she's eating breakfast earlier. We're getting outside earlier. We're getting a lot more done. I don't want to eat lunch too early because dinner has changed for us. Because we was fixing dinner about the time for the boys and my wife to get home from school and football practices and all that stuff, but it was still daylight at that time, which was taking some of the daylight hours for me to work. But with the time change and everything, that's putting it to kind of when I need to feed. It puts it right at the edge of dark, and that's when I'm feeding. So we moved dinner back until it is dark and when we go in the house. So if I feed her lunch too early, she's got a long way to go before dinner time. So I think that's what's messing her up so much more than anything, is we've had to kind of switch up her eating pattern a little bit. But she definitely got screwed up with this time change stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna reach up there and take them down. But
Come back here. I want a drink.
I'll get you a drink here in a second. But we're gonna. I'll probably still go over there, try to keep that brush pile burning the rest of the afternoon and evening, and try to get as much of that burnt. Like I said, it didn't burn the whole brush pile. It just kind of, that brush pile where I pushed it up with the tractor, it's in like small little groups, and there's stumps with dirt and stuff that's blocking it from getting to one side to the other and stuff like that. So it's just burning one little section there. But I might try to see if I can't throw some hot ashes over in some of that other and maybe try to burn some of that other. I like to get it burnt. It needs burnt out. It's got like some of the chicken guts and stuff like that from the chickens. When we process chicken, some of that stuff's in there. It needs burnt. You can smell it when you're over there. It needs burnt. But I think that part did at least get burned up right now. But I'd like to get that whole brush pile burned up. It needs gone. Like I said, we switched didn't switch gears. We switched tracks. We're still staying on pretty much the same thing. We're sawing some trees, clearing some land. Just switched over here to this side. As soon as it dries up just a little bit, because we got pretty good decent rain yesterday. And it's still, like I said, it's been misting off and on all day today. And I know we're supposed to get rain here in another day or two, I think. So I mean, we're kind of in a little bit of a rainy pattern right now, but it don't take much for that to dry out. Y'all know that. I'll disc that up. I think what I'm gonna do with that, I'm gonna put the seed down and just disc it with the seed on top and disc the seeds into the ground and just leave it that way. I don't, it's a bigger area, and that way it's in the soil. I don't have to really worry about it getting soil contact and all that stuff. Like I did some of that other, there'll be some areas close to the stumps and things like that I won't be able to get. But we're gonna get that. I'll get that on a video whenever I'm able to get it, and whenever I'm able to do that. But appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.